All right, so this week on This is Gravel, we talk about how to beat the summer heat, some of our local races, which Bobby will be taking part in, Tour de Lyon County, Lunar, Kansas. What else do we got, Bobby?
We got a little sneaky preview at the end.
Sounds good.
Boom. Welcome to This is Gravel. I am Bobby Thompson. With me, as always, is...
I wasn't here last week, but as always, Neil Taylor.
All right, as 99% of the time always. How's that work? Most of the time, Neil Taylor is sitting here with me. Neil, what's been going on this summer? And it is summertime now.
It is summer, man. It is hot
It is
out.
hot. It is humid. We're getting some storms popping up this week, maybe. So
Yeah, I haven't been out as much. This past week, I direct an elementary camp session for 50 kids.
nice.
So I just got back from that. A little bit of recovery, but I'm hoping to actually get out tonight and then this weekend on the bike, get some good miles in.
Yeah. You gonna do that local event this weekend, Tour de Lyon County?
Not gonna be able to do Tour de Lyon County.
It's on a Sunday.
Yeah, on a Sunday.
Minister of Gravel is busy on Sunday mornings.
Yeah,
right.
I got a little bit of preaching to do. Kind of bummed about it though, because I have done it the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It's a great local event.
Mm-hmm.
It is a race where you can just kind of get out there and go all out for that 100 miles.
Not quite the steep climbs, rollers, that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna say I think the last 2 years I've done it not even 3,000 feet of elevation for 100 miles. So you get to really kind of boogie, fly, have a good time. It seems like there's always a good field, and then they've got the option I think for teams too as well. And so there's some cool things. You doing that this weekend?
I am going to get that in this weekend.
Awesome.
So summertime is definitely busy time, volunteer time. Everything's going on, everything's happening. You're trying to cram everything together. So Sunday. For those of you who are here visiting Emporia, we have a gorgeous local zoo here that's one of the smallest accredited zoos in the nation, and that is our open house day. And I'm VP on that board, Emporia Friends of the Zoo board. So I'm going to be there blowing up balloons all day for the kids. But in the morning, so from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., I'm going to ride the first leg of a 3-man relay for Tour de Lyon County.
Cool.
And then hand it off to my friends Tim Moan and Leland Danes to try to sneak us onto a podium at some place. Hopefully the podium goes about 7 deep. Because hopefully we can get out there just to give everybody a wave and everything. So we'll see. It'll be fun. The cool thing about Tour de Lyon County, for those of you who don't know this event, is it does go through a loop through North Lyon County and hits all of the small towns that I grew up in. So it's kind of a fun loop for me to do because I can go back and, I remember this. I remember breaking down over here. I remember, cutting kitties over here, or going through this fence by, that kind of thing as you're a high school kid being stupid like high school kids typically are. So, it's a good event. It goes through my hometown of Americus on my first leg. So that'll be kind of cool to go racing through there. So
awesome.
Each leg's like 35 miles, I believe.
Yeah,
so,
they're about 35. I think it comes in 106 is what it's come in the last few years for the total century.
Just enough for you to blow yourself up for 2 hours and be done, or hour and 4, whatever, 2.5 hours and be done. An hour and 45 minutes, so depending on how fast you are. So it'll be fun. Next coming up?
Next is probably Lunar, Kansas, end of July. I don't really have a lot going on this year through the end of June and July, which is kind of nice because I've done a lot the previous few years.
Yeah.
And man, I've done a couple 100-degree races. I decided I didn't want to do that this year. So it's Lunar, Kansas coming up at the end of July, and then Gravel Worlds mid-August is what's next for me.
Gravel Worlds is always a hot time up there.
It's awesome.
It's always a hot mess, a hot time. Good people up there. Hopefully we'll have the Pirate Cycling Gang on here the next month, maybe to talk about their event a little bit. It's always a fun time going up there. It's hard because it's not that there aren't great summer events, and we want to bring you as many of the summer events as we can, and you're going to help us bring that to you through social media and everything. But it's hard to go year round. It's hard to get out and go year round. We have family vacations coming up. The heat is starting to affect me in my old age more than it used to. So a lot of the summer events around Kansas, you know, when you get that triple degree heat, you got to weigh your options. Do you go to the swimming pool with the kids and do it and do a 50-mile ride with friends, or do you go blow yourself up for 100 miles and then spend 2 weeks recovering? So support what you can, have fun what you can, and don't feel too bad about not being out there. So
yeah, no, enjoy the summer months. Like you said, I mean, we've been talking about races since back in February.
Right.
And you know, it's great to get out there to do a handful of different races every year.
Yeah.
And it is great to obviously support, but take that time for family too.
Oh yeah.
I know that this weekend we're going to go to the pool.
Oh,
right. That's just part of what we're going to do.
You know, in other ways you can support rather than just riding is show up, right? Go out and work that aid station. You know what those people need out there. So volunteer for those local events that you don't want to ride. Take the kids out with you, sit underneath the tent, and, hand out ice and water all day long. So, another things that we've started to do the past couple of years is the casual rides or the evening rides, the group rides that you can start up in your community. I strongly encourage you to do so, because whether those rides are 10 miles, 15 miles, or 30 miles, hit ice cream halfway through it, or hit the snow cone shop halfway through it, and just use this time to really build those family bonds with the other cyclists in your community.
Yeah, over the last 4 or 5 years that I've been riding, those night rides, especially in the summer, whether it be our Tuesday group rides that we have, the Thursday group rides, have built, like you said, the community, people that I've gotten to know, become very close with, and they're fun to do. They're not as hot.
Yeah.
It's awesome to ride up to Casey's and Americus and grab a Snickers ice cream bar.
Right, you look around, there's like 30 other people standing around you doing the same thing.
Exactly. Right. Just have fun with it. We went out and we raced hard in the heat and the sun at Dirty Kansas. That heat and sun doesn't go away.
Yeah,
but we can still enjoy being on the bike. I have seen in the past, folks do kind of get off the bike after Dirty Kansas.
Yeah.
Enjoy your group rides. If your community doesn't have one, start inviting folks out.
Yeah.
Even if it's just half a dozen of you. I mean, I remember when I started doing the Thursday rides, 5 years ago, we'd hit like 10, and that would be awesome sometimes, and now we're hitting 40.
Yeah, man. And that's our community, and we have a blessed community, because we have Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, and they each night will drag in 30 to 40 people. Yeah. But even if you just have one community ride during the week and you can get 15, 20 people, it's so worth it. Even just 10 people, it's so worth it to get out there and bond together. Night riding, it's going to come. It is time to start some night rides. Take off around 8 p.m. Don't be scared of the dark. We all ride in the dark when we go to events. It's kind of funny. If you go to an event and you have a rough day and you come in the dark, it's no big deal. You planned for it. You got your light on. But how many people actually go out and plan a night ride? And sometimes that's the most beautiful ride you get. The wind has died down. The heat's broke. You get to see the stars out there. Put on a light. Go out at 8 p.m. or whatever, 9 p.m. and ride till 11. Ride a couple hours.
And if you get some of those really nice nights where you get a full moon, man, you can turn the light off for a little bit and just ride out there.
Right.
So much light from nature. It's
which is why you mentioned Lunar Kansas coming up. I mean, that's events like that. Slow down a little bit and appreciate nature from a different perspective. A lot of us we get into an event and you're so quick to get to the finish, which is wonderful. You want to do that because your friends and family are at the finish. I'm the same way. But rides like the Lunar Kansas, there's the finish line, but just chill and enjoy the ride out there. So, and there's shorter rides, so you can do it. I think summertime's the time of shorter rides, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. There's no need to push 100, 150, 200 miles when it's 100 degrees out.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to seeing all the social media. Matt said it's been coming in like absolute crazy since the Dirty Kansas. Speaking of which, have we had any rain since Dirty Kansas morning?
I did have some up at camp, but that was about 40 miles north. But I don't think Emporia's had anything.
It is so blasted dry out there. So anyway, get this. Let's see some social media. If you have any rain or muddy roads, we want to see those, because actually a muddy road right now, I don't know, it sounds kind of good. We haven't had any mud this year, so
nice and cool.
Right. So maybe we'll have mud in July. I don't know. But anyway, send us social media to
Gravel Guru. Tag things. This is gravel. Or you can tag Minister of Gravel or the Casual Cyclist. We love seeing that kind of stuff.
Right.
Hey, thanks as always, Bobby and Neil, for leading into our social media this week. First up, we've got this photo from Taylor, riding near Enid, Oklahoma, and got in 40 miles. Jeff McCool was out riding in South Johnson County with the 3 Feet cycling teammates for a Father's Day ride. Scott Blueboss sent in this photo riding near Wilson State Park out on his Cutthroat. Durant sent in this photo riding near Vail, Colorado. Cameron Fulton was out on the Rock Island Spur to Pleasant Hill, Missouri to Windsor, Missouri and back. Rob was out exploring the Oregon Logging Mountains, 75 miles and 6,000 feet of climbing. Amelia was riding in the mountains above Santa Paula, California with the wildflowers everywhere. Lori was out exploring the area near Lake George, Colorado. Jason got in 77 casual kilometers on the Hamilton-Brantford Rail Trail in southern Ontario. Levi sent in this photo from northeast Iowa trying to beat the heat very early on a morning ride. Colin was up in Iowa at the Lowe's Hills Enduro near Malvern, Iowa. Hot, hilly, and beautiful, he said. Matt said he did some touring this past week, 405 miles since last Wednesday morning. Kansas City, Missouri to Plainview, Nebraska for the start of Tour Nebraska. As always, thanks for sending in the social media. Make sure you hashtag photos, hashtag this is gravel, and check them out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Awesome, guys. Again, appreciate the pictures very much. Make sure, again, tagging everything, this is gravel. Put the Minister Gravel Casual Cyclist on it. We love seeing what you guys are doing. Hope you're enjoying riding.
Did you? I got a little secret that I'm going to let you in on. So I'm going to let everybody in on this little secret. Pay attention to the Gravel Guru Facebook page on Thursday. Thursday, we got something a little special for you, something a little bit different coming in from Matt. Producer Matt here is going to have a podcast with Gabby Shelton,
Matt Acker.
Matt Acker from the DKXL. Matt Acker actually won the DKXL this year, 350 miles.
25 hours and, 10 minutes?
Right. And Gabby finished it single speed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, it's, that's a hard event.
Yes.
So 350 miles is no joke on any terrain, let alone out there in the harsh Flint Hills and the heat and the wind we had this year.
The heat, the wind, the storms, everything that they dealt with. The storm that we were, sitting inside or underneath awnings waiting out, they were out riding in.
So massive props to them. And that's going to be really, really good to listen to. And I can't wait to hear about how Gabby actually rolled in towards the end with our friends Colin and Don, I believe, the Kuat gang down there. I can't imagine any conversations that was going on, what they were being talked about, just get it in. We've all been in that spot where you just got to get done, and everybody becomes family when that happens. So
absolutely.
Pay attention Thursday for that. All right, so that's what we have this week. Can't wait to hear more next week. And all I can say is...
Bye.
I like that. It's simple. See you later.